You're listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. Hello, welcome back to Pack Dynamics, a Teen Wolf podcast. I am Emily.
And I'm Allison.
And now we have to say things that are appropriate for the podcast.
This episode makes me feel a lot of feelings, and I don't even know how to start. I'm up, I'm down, I'm side to side, I'm upside down.
Was that a song? Upside
it
down,
feels like it should be. To the window, to the wall.
Till the currents run down my... no.
The currents are running through something. They're running through something.
Well, this is season 3, episode 7, Currents. As the danger begins to reach closer to Scott, threatening his trusted mentor and boss, Deaton, Kali and the twins go after Derek. This episode aired July 15th, 2013.
I feel like those things are true. They are absolutely none of the things I remember from this episode.
Yeah, I mean, well, Deaton was threatened, and Kali went after Derek.
Yes, kinda. Both of those things are true. And yet,
that's not what happened in this episode.
That's not what happened in this episode. Like, I mean, I guess technically you're correct, but like, no.
This is so... Okay, sometimes TV shows have this problem where they do a thing, and you're like, but why did you do that thing? Like, what was the point? Why did you hurt that man?
Why did you bring in characters just to kill them off? Why?
Yes. Okay.
Why?
We're just going to skip all the way ahead and we'll come back to it. Why did you kill Boyd? Why did you bring in Erica and Boyd for just a brief fleeting moment and then get rid of them? What was the point? Like, I get that the actress for Erica went to another show. Okay, whatever. But did she because that was what was happening with the character? Like, why do you bring in interesting characters just to kill them off? I'm tired of shock value.
They'll do the same with Cora.
Yes.
They'll fucking do the same with Cora. They killed off Erica to bring in Cora, and then they just like ship her back to South America. And you're like, why?
Why?
Like,
Teen Wolf is not the only show that does this, right? This is not a Teen Wolf problem. It is a Teen Wolf problem, but it's not
an exclusively Teen Wolf problem.
It always feels so lazy to be like, hey, here's a little treat. Here's a fun little treat. We gave you these precious characters. We made you love them, and we're gonna fucking kill them. Like, thanks, Shonda Rhimes. Like,
basically, it's George. Like, no, stop it.
It's not 007. Fuck you.
Exactly. Like, I just.
And at least we had George for some seasons. Like, what you gave us Baraka for a minute, and
don't
then you're
get me started on special guest star Gage Golightly. Mm-hmm. Don't get me started.
How dare you special guest star her?
How dare you?
I just don't understand why TV shows rely on this. I mean, I get it because it tugs at heartstrings and it makes people lean in to the screen to be like, oh, I'm really excited about these new characters. Oh no, they're gone. I'm so invested. Like, well, I'm not going to be invested in your new characters anymore. As soon as this happens on TV shows, they're like, well, now I don't care about any of your new characters because they're just going to fucking go away.
I'm so sad. And this, I think, is why Teen Wolf works so well in fandom. Because even now, in 2024, the Hale pack, as it stands, Derek, Isaac, Erica, and Boyd, are still a unit.
Yes.
They're still a unit. They still show up all the time. Regardless of who else shows up. We'll get new characters next season and season after that, the season after that. But like Boyd and Erica and Cora, frankly, all still show up in fic all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
They're always alive.
They're always alive. Always alive. The fandom was like,
rejected. Don't care what happened in your fucking show. They're alive. Derek deserves a fucking family.
And I just...
And frankly, in the fic that I read, and my fic is deeply steric. It's not Scott oriented, but Kira is there sometimes, but the rest of the newbies aren't. The season 5 and 6 people are never in like new fic. People go back to Boyd and Erica, and they go back to Isaac, and they go back to Cora and Allison.
Yeah, and it's like they'll start every once in a while. You'll get like Liam and Theo, who you'll meet in season 5, but really it just depends on kind of like how far along they are. Kind of, you know, if it's like 10 years in the future, if it's like movie time, then you're going to talk about Mason and you're going to talk about Corey and you're going to talk about, you know, Jordan and whatever. But so much fic comes back to this. I was thinking about it earlier today as I was like, you know, reading through some fic, and almost every fic I've been picking up lately, and maybe this is just because I have to go digging and do more, you know, stuff that wasn't written in the same time period. But so much fic I've been picking up happens right after season 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
that's very true.
Why is that? Because season 3 had so much good stuff.
Because people are traumatized by all the characters dying.
Like they not that season 2 isn't traumatizing, right? But like they don't imagine a world in which it's season 3. They imagine a world in which it's season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like where Derek is the alpha and learns from Boyd and Erica, and where they come back to the pack, and Derek, you know, figures out how to be a good like alpha and brother and father figure to Isaac, and he like learns from these things. And I'm just like, why do we keep coming back to this? And then I watch this episode and I'm like, oh, because we rejected canon. That's why.
Even Dickbag Jackson comes back as like a better person.
Yes.
To the pack.
Yes, he does. And he teaches things to everyone and everyone learns from him. It's like, guys,
you can't take them away from us.
You can't take them away from me. You can't take the sky from me. You can't take these betas from me.
And so maybe it's such a leap into spoilerdom, but how many pack members does Scott lose? Is it just Derek who loses all of his family?
It's just Derek who loses all of them.
So why doesn't Scott have to suffer through losing pack members?
Well, Scott loses Allison.
Not a pack member. Not Wolf.
Yeah.
Not
but
somebody
but the whole thing about Scott and his pack is that it's not made of wolves.
That's true.
Like, Scott doesn't get a wolf in his pack until season 5.
This is true.
Like, it takes him a while to get another werewolf. But no, the only one that Scott loses is Allison.
Yeah.
And like, people kind of fall out, you know, like, because Isaac doesn't die, but he leaves the show.
Yeah.
But like, he's still around.
And Isaac is still one of Derek's.
Yeah, but Isaac is going to become one of Scott's.
He is. But, you know, if you think about the people that Derek turned.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
Yeah. Jackson, Isaac, Boyd, Erica Boyd. In order.
Do they just not like Derek as a character the way that we do?
I don't know.
Is it just us? Are we just stuck in Tyler Hoechlin's face and we're just like blinded by cheekbone? I don't think so.
I'm just like, I will say I really enjoy Scott as like an alpha in season 4. Like, he kind of like settles into it. He's like, yeah, okay, I got this. I'm good. I got this. But like
right now,
it's just really, really upsetting.
Yes.
To watch all of these like very forceful transitions happen. And it is not my cup of tea. It is not my jam.
And this actually, now that you said that, this very much feels like a quick, purposeful stripping Derek of everything to make sure Scott has something.
Yes.
And in a way that's like, not natural, but forced.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we got to get rid of everything that gives Derek power and authority so that Scott can easily take over.
Yeah.
And I don't care for that shit.
It, like, again, on the whole, like, by the time we get through season 3 and into season 4, I'm like, oh, okay. And Scott really kind of comes into his leadership style, and he really kind of figures it out. And I really enjoy watching that Scott. But watching this really, it does feel like they're physically stripping things from Derek to give them to Scott.
Yeah.
And that feels a little weird for me.
It does.
Yeah. And this episode, like, there's a lot of things in this episode I go back to all the time, but like, something about it just feels a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
Something about it just feels a little funny.
Not a fan. Okay, well, I guess we should actually plot a little bit.
And next time on Pack Dynamics.
Okay, so on Visionary. No, so plot-wise, 15 minutes into this. So we've got our cold open is we have an ER just full of patients. There's been a 10-car pileup. The ER attending is not answering pages, and it's just chaos in here. It kind of seems like these patients are going to be important. They're not.
No, it does. It really seems like they're going to be important, and they're just not.
They're just not important. So what is important, one, is Scott coming in to bring his mother dinner, which is very cute. And then also he helps ease the pain of one of the accident victims.
He does. So Scott, like at the beginning, was it of season 2? He's like, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be better. Mm-hmm. And it's like, this Scott, I just want to take by the face and just snuggle.
Yeah.
He's being such a good son. He is like learning he's now finally like coming into his powers enough to be like, I can use them for good. Mm-hmm. It's like, yes, you can. And he does. And he like politely lies to this woman to help ease her pain with his like black vein werewolf powers. And I'm like, I love everything about who you are as a person.
Which thankfully she doesn't notice.
Yes, she does not notice. She is in too much pain. When I am in that much pain, I notice nothing. And I don't know how my feet work. I don't know how I get from place to place. Like
this, I think, is the first time they do it on a human, right?
I think so. Yeah,
dogs, werewolves, and now humans.
Yeah, this is like strangers, stranger danger, but it works on strangers.
Yeah. It works on strangers.
And like with whatever his like leadership style is that Scott is still fundamentally a good kid, and he is working and trying so hard every day, every episode to be better. And I really love that about him.
Yes. Which is why other things can be so frustrating.
Yes, exactly.
So you're like, I love this version. Like, male nurturing, fantastic. Yes. You don't see a ton of it.
No, and he is so soft, and it makes him... Scott cares so much about the comfort and safety of other people. Mm-hmm. And he does that, you know, over himself, which is like not the most self-preservation-y kind of thing that he'll do. Right. But he loves other people and he's not afraid to show it. And I love that so much about him.
Totally.
Oh, he's such a good kid.
He is. We also have Ethan bringing in Danny.
Danny, no!
Who is having chest pains and trouble breathing, and then he vomits up mistletoe.
And the werewolves are like...
Also, why does a human have mistletoe? Not great.
How did Danny ingest so much mistletoe?
This is never solved.
Like whole ass berries. Like what were you doing?
Like mistletoe doesn't taste good. Like
no, it's poisonous. Like don't eat it.
And wouldn't he be like, how did I... Who knows? It's never solved. We don't know how he gets it, but he does. His lung is collapsed, and incredible Mama McCall is out there performing a needle thoracostomy by herself to reinflate his lung. And so badass.
A consummate medical professional, and the way that like Scott and Ethan both look at her after it's done, it's like Mama's part of the pack. She's officially part of the pack. She's an honorary werewolf. Fight me.
And I also love like showing. I always love a show that shows nurses doing things above doctors, which is not to say the doctors don't deserve credit, but nurses, yay!
But also nurses, yes.
And also the side characters being valuable.
Yes.
Because she's a trained professional. Let her do things that aren't just like being worried about her children.
Right. One of the things I love about this is it's one of those... It almost feels like a mafia moment because it's, you know, the Scott McCall werewolf mafia versus the Alpha Ethan, whatever his last name is, Alpha Mafia.
Yes.
In this moment, in this hospital, it's
They're
family.
Working together. Yeah.
We're not fighting in here. It's family.
The hospital is neutral ground.
The hospital's like neutral ground because everybody loves Danny. And it's not going to be like, I'm going to save him. No, I'm going to save him. No, I'm going to do it. It's like, no. We can leave business at the door.
Yes.
And we're going to come in here and do family. And I love that.
I actually love the idea of like both packs have to leave shit behind at the hospital doors.
Yes, correct.
Like whatever happens, it ends at the hospital because everyone needs help.
Yeah, but also the hospital is going to become like a no-no zone here in not horribly long, and
Yes.
I'm going to be really upset about it.
I
So
know.
it's neutral now.
Neutral now. So then outside, speaking of hospital neutral zone,
because we've left, we're back in the doors, and so we get business again. It's mafia versus mafia.
Mafia versus mafia. And Ethan is telling Scott that, like, he didn't do anything to Danny, which we have to believe because he seems to like Danny.
He seems to like Danny.
However, at the end of this episode, I'm like anti-twin to the end.
Oh, correct.
Like, there's no coming back from it. But at this moment, you're like, well, he seems to like Danny. But he says, we knew one of them was going to be important to you, and now we know it's Lydia.
I don't understand how their brains got to this particular
conclusion. I know. Like, what was there a missing scene? Like, how are they deciding? How is Deucalion putting this into play? Like, okay, it's either Lydia or Danny, and we're going to use mistletoe to figure it out. Like, because they rescue. I didn't understand the plot logic.
Yeah.
Of.
Not that Lydia isn't important to Scott. Like, let's be real. Like, not that Lydia's not important, but like, I don't understand why it's Danny versus Lydia.
I didn't either.
Not like Styles versus Allison. Like, that would be a much better like thing.
Like, they're all important. I don't. Yeah. What happened here?
Scott, and, like, important. Give everybody a call is going to save everybody. That's his thing.
Totally.
Like, I don't understand.
Important how?
I don't know.
So I was very confuzzled by what was going on here.
Like, I feel like the thing that they could have said is like, we knew that one of them was gonna be like you. We knew that one of them was gonna be like have a little more supernatural inclination than the other, and now we know it's Lydia.
Yes.
Like, did they also poison Lydia? Like, what? Like, I don't understand.
Did they assume the mistletoe would just straight up kill Danny if he was a werewolf?
Maybe I don't know.
Because then that's just like murder, and like, that's rude.
Yeah, that would be incredibly rude. Hi, you're my super cute boyfriend who I really like to smooch on. I'm just gonna murder you with some berries. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like, I don't.
How very Hunger Games of them.
I don't love that. So the final thing that's happening at the hospital is the missing doctors, and we see one of them, Dr. Hilliard, and she is on her way to the hospital, but she is stuck in traffic caused by this like 10-car pileup. But suddenly, moths start filling her car.
Dun dun.
CGI moths.
Really intense CGI moths, but
really intense.
You know, to her credit, she tries to swap away, like, well, bam, all of the moths that are flying in through her air conditioning system. And you know what? So would I.
Yeah.
She didn't scream nearly as loudly as I would have. She was driving fairly straight. I would not have been able to keep that composure. So,
I would have crashed immediately.
Immediately. I would have like pulled a Chuck Norris and like rolled out of my car.
Most of us can barely see in the dark anyway. Like,
correct.
But then she also sees a scary face in the rearview mirror.
Which, you know, monster. Absolute monster.
And then when we come back to the hospital, her empty van somehow rolls into the parking lot and crashes.
Very gently.
I don't know how that happened. Like, at what point did she disappear from the van that it continued to roll directly into the parking lot?
I don't know.
But it was a cool shot.
It was a great shot. I want to give you just one alternate universe.
Yes.
What if instead of moths, it was fireflies? Can you imagine the astigmatism in the dark?
Oh my God, no.
Like, if your car in the rain at night, like...
With like oncoming headlights too, from all that pile up.
Yes.
And oh my God.
Yeah, I would have... And fireflies. Like, absolutely not.
It would have looked like a carnival ride.
It would feel like a carnival ride.
Oh, I wouldn't have had no time to scream or just like, can't see.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Goodbye, cruel world. I could never see.
I could never see you.
Terrible.
Flash.
Yeah. So at the hospital, of course, the sheriff is there. Styles is there because he is always there.
Because he's Scott's best friend.
He's Scott's best friend.
Because he's Scott's best friend.
And they're working on this, like, okay, now there are 2 missing doctors, 2 kidnapping cases because the ER attending never made it in either. And of course, Scott and Stiles are like, these are part of the sacrifices. They are healers, which is part of the category that Deaton had mentioned.
Yep.
So we had, oh my God, I don't remember what they are. Healers.
We've had healers, warriors, and virgins.
Yes, there we go. Far. But then they're like, how does Danny fit into this?
Right.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Not in the trio. He's an innocent bystander once again.
The most innocent of bystanders. And then
whenever Danny gets hurt, though, he is an innocent bystander.
Every time. He's the most innocent bystander.
Poor guy.
So like we're going through this kind of opening scene and the credits are flashing on the bottom of the thing. And I'm like, Michael Hogan, like, oh, Gerard's showing up. And then it hits me like a brick to the face. Special guest star Gage Golightly.
I know.
And I go, oh God, it's Erica.
Sweet Erica.
And then I immediately remembered what I was doing and what episode I was watching. And my heart shattered into a million billion pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's that episode. Terrible.
And so somewhere like across town, it seems, they found a body.
They did.
And Deucalion is there with one of the twins. I imagine it's Ethan.
It's, yes? Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
But who's behind Deucalion? Looking suspicious? It's Christopher Argent.
Yeah, he is.
Being beautiful and being an alpha.
Yeah, he is. He'd make a great werewolf.
Oh, he'd make a fantastic werewolf.
You might be mad to know that, but
like they're one of the many, many, many wonderful pieces of fic and fanon that gets attributed to Christopher Argent is that he is in fact the ex-lover of Peter Hale.
Yes.
The more I think about that, just the better it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 unbelievable, like, violent, strategic sass masters.
Yep.
Just going back and forth all the time. Yes, of course. Perfection. Obviously.
Yes, duh.
Yeah, we can talk about, like, the parents and, like, the grown-ups in the gang and how you could just, like, shake them up and just toss them right out. Melissa, Peter, yes. Melissa, Scott, Melissa and the sheriff, Peter and the sheriff, Peter and Chris. All of it. They all work. Just put all their they all have 2 hands. Just make a square.
Yep.
Just be done.
It's a version of the Blob that I don't hate.
It's a version of the Blob I don't hate.
Because all of their kids are all meshed together anyway. So the commune situation works.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I have no negative feelings about this at all.
Only 2 of them seem to go to work anyway. So maybe pooling resources is not a bad idea.
Not a bad call. Yeah. But speaking of things that are just like, not good. Not
sad, good. Sad panda sleeping in his loft.
And then like the fire alarm goes off. Except it's not the fire alarm. It's the perimeter alarm.
Yeah. So Derek is in his loft taking a cat nap on the sofa.
Some kind of power nap.
But yeah, he's got his perimeter alarm and he like leaps to his feet. Cora is actually there for once, which is nice because they did kick Isaac out to give her space.
Ugh.
I guess. But that alpha symbol is on his window.
And Cora's like, what does it mean? I'm like, nothing good, Cora. Nothing good.
No, you should know that.
It's bad.
It's pretty obvious, babe.
He left the last house because they marked it.
Mm-hmm. The house that would have had room for everybody?
Yeah, the house that would have had room for everybody. Excuse me, sir.
It means they're coming tonight.
Dun dun.
These are actually some very short scenes kind of all piled together.
They are, because they're all like popcorned around.
Yeah.
Because up next, we have just like...
I love this scene.
I love this scene. I love this family.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cute. Not... Like, I'm still mad about Derek kicking Isaac out of the house. I'm still mad about Derek not being the alpha that Isaac desperately needs and deserves.
Mm-hmm.
But Isaac becoming a member of the McCall household...
Adorable.
Is correct.
It is correct.
That is correct. Like, Isaac and Scott can be brothers, they can be lovers, they can just be roommates. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm pulling for whatever makes them happy, but the 2 of them being sons under Mama McCall's roof is just like...
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah, Melissa wakes up and Scott and Isaac are just sleeping in her room. What incredible werewolf reflexes they both have.
Indeed.
Not waking up at all.
They're so good. Such werewolf.
I love it. Yeah, they were supposed to both be on watch. You were on watch last. I might have been on watch last.
I wanted to make sure that she wasn't the third sacrifice.
So cute.
Oh, it was very soft.
Yeah. It's so good that Melissa's in on what's happening.
Yes, it's so good because in this episode, like later, it's really, really clear that like Melissa is now in on the secret and she's able to help him participate. And the things that the sheriff doesn't know and can't help with because he's not in on the joke, like he's not in on the thing. And it's like, how much danger is too much danger?
I thought that was actually, those scenes are really interesting though, because it's such a good question of like, what's the balance of putting someone in danger by reading them in versus having them able to help?
Yeah.
And like, do I put my dad in danger by telling him what's going on? Or am I protecting him by not? Like, I think those are all fair questions.
Yeah. So we'll get to that actual
to
conversation here in a few scenes. But it's such a good question.
Yeah.
Because we now have to go back to school and it is once again date stamped. Miss Jennifer Blake with that little peplum skirt. That little peplum, that little thingy right around her belly. 2012, 2013?
2013, baby.
Right there. Straight out of 2012. Like, oh boy. She's covering for Adrienne Harris and is very well aware of her lack of skills as a science teacher of any kind.
I loved the little moment where she was like, how did she say it? I'm covering him because he's still missing. I mean, sick.
Whoops.
Like, oops. Are they not supposed to know? Or are you not supposed, like, what's happening here?
Yeah, well, considering they found his corpse tied to a tree a few days ago, like, he's been found.
He's been found. Sorry.
And so they're all hanging out in science class, and Scott gets a phone call from his boss and picks up the phone and like hides under his desk, like, like that's gonna work.
Yeah. Like, okay, whatever, man. Yeah, I like this scene too because Deaton calls and he's just like holding this moth.
Yeah.
And it's the Liam Neeson Taken movies because he's like, I'm going to be taken and I need you to find me.
Yes. And Scott's like, what? What
the fuck?
What the fuck? But, you know, Deaton is very much like, I'm nervous, but I believe in you. Ha ha ha. And like you look up at the vet's office and like all the windows in the basement are just like completely covered in moths. You're like, oh yeah, he knows.
Yeah. Now, okay, in this moment, are we supposed to start making connections back to a certain virgin? What's her name? Caitlin.
Heather?
Yeah, Heather. With the darkness covering the windows.
No, I don't think so. Not like specifically because the moths were present in Dr. Hilliard's death.
Yes.
Too. And like it's very much like the birds coming at the window.
Yeah.
It's like it's very much like a atmospheric vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Dr. Deaton is in fact a healer. He's a veterinarian and heals lots of creatures.
He is.
So
I wonder if it took Deaton specifically because he's a main character or because of the connection to Scott.
Well, because it's ramping up, right?
Yeah.
She's like the rock is getting closer. Because it was Heather, but like Heather's like connected but kind of tangential. And then it was Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris is like connected but like kind of tangential.
Tangential, yeah.
And now we've got Deaton, who's like not quite as tangential.
Yeah, I was wondering because like the two doctors are like same place, same time, right? Like two easy catches.
Yeah.
Kind of same place, you know, one in a car, but like similar vibe. But Deaton is not.
No, but as we move through this episode, we start to get answers, which is the coolest thing. I love when they give us answers.
Give answers. Well, first we have to get back to the Hale pack.
Yeah, we do.
And Boyd and Isaac, our boys, have showed up. I love that even before he sees them, Derek's like, go back to school.
Yes.
He can just obviously smell them.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're here to protect you.
Oh.
My boys. I love you.
My boys.
I love them so much. But they've got a plan because they know that bad stuff is coming for Derek at the loft. And I guess instead of fleeing the loft, Derek's just going to like stand his ground.
I suppose, yeah.
He could go somewhere else, but no, he's going to be there. And what they're going to do is Boyd remembers the electricity that was used on him and Erica to keep them from transforming. So they're going to do that on a much bigger scale at the loft by flooding the floor.
By flooding the penthouse loft.
I don't even know how that works. How did the water not leak out somewhere?
We're just not going to ask questions. We're just going to trust that Boyd is the smartest person in the room and just let it happen.
Did he buy the loft or is he renting it? Because if he's renting it, he is not getting his security deposit back.
Well, Fandom says that he bought the loft.
Owns the whole building.
But I don't know if that's canon.
I don't know either. Because, damn. Good thing he has no carpets.
No, he has no carpets. It's all concrete.
It's all concrete, which is porous.
The only creature comfort he has is that, velvet couch that Peter likes.
That's right. Which, unless he moved, is ruined now.
It's ruined. So I would like to point out that Vernon Boyd is the one to drop Erica's name, and he is the only one who is allowed to say her name. Boyd is the only one allowed to say Erica's name. Fight me.
Sweet baby.
Oh.
That's his girl.
That's his girl. That's his bestie. I only had one friend. She's dead too. I
hate it so much.
Yeah, same. It's fine. They're fine. They're off studying and study abroad. They're in France.
I know.
Eating croissant.
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 I love, just as an aside, I love all the social media posts that go around sometimes about whether or not Americans should be pronouncing croissants as croissants or croissants when they order them. Do you know how stupid you sound when you go into a bakery? You're like, yeah, I'd like a cup of coffee and a croissant.
A cup of coffee and a croissant.
Sorry, Parisians, but it's our accent. I can't help you.
It's the 50 cent, 50 cent conversation. If you pronounce the number 50, if you pronounce it 50, it's 50 cent. If you pronounce it 50, then it's 50 cent.
Yep.
It's just it's your accent.
It's just
it's your dialect, it's your accent.
Yep.
It's a word. Try your best.
No one's expecting you to come to the United States and order a cheeseburger in an American accent if you're from another country. It's okay.
You can pronounce cheeseburger in a French accent. And
cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger. Yeah, however you want to do that. It's fine.
McDo. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. That's how you talk. It's okay.
Anyway, for some reason, those were served to me on the algorithm this week, and been thinking about it.
Yeah,
it comes around every couple months. I don't know why. It's probably because America and France continues to hate each other.
Yeah, well, they do make a darn good pastry.
They do. Okay, so we probably can't stick with the loft because other stuff has to happen.
Yeah, other stuff has to happen, but Scott, after school, runs over to Deaton and tries desperately to get there in time, and he is too late.
He is too late.
But Sheriff is there and trying to figure it all out, and so Scott and Stiles,
Sheriff is there because Stiles has told the sheriff.
Yeah, hey, as soon as you left, Stiles let me know what's going on.
Which is at that point, shouldn't the sheriff be like, why do you know Deaton is missing?
He probably does and will question him later. But right now there's a man missing. So
this is true.
This is a tomorrow problem.
Mm-hmm.
But Scott and Stiles have to have their first kind of confrontation of do we tell the sheriff?
Yes.
And Stiles's point is that basically he is my weakness. I can't lose both my fathers. I can't lose both my parents. I know that Deaton is like a father figure to you, but this is my actual father.
I know.
I can't lose both my parents. I can't.
I know. I really like that.
Yeah. And Scott's point is the reason he's so frustrated and the reason he doesn't know what's going on is because he doesn't have half the picture. He doesn't know what's going on. And if we give him this information, he's going to be so much more able to do his job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the both of them make really good points and they are trying so hard and they're so empathetic with each other. And then Stiles ends the argument in the same way that I end most of my arguments with my husband, which is, you're right. I know that you're right. I'm mad that you're right, but I know that you're right and we have to do it.
Yep. God damn it, you're right.
I know that you're right. I'm mad, but I know that you're right and I know that you want what's best for us and I know that you want, et cetera. And Scott is I'm going to be with you the entire time. We got this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like, it's moments like this where Scott and Styles together forever, besties 5 ever. Are they brothers? Are they lovers? Are they roommates? I don't care. I love them so much, and I love them together, and they're so special.
As long as they're working together.
As long as they're working together.
Things. Yep.
So,
well, not working with them though.
Yeah, turns out Miss Morel is there. Find my brother. Like, okay.
She annoys me sometimes.
And just like her brother, proceeds to drop like some cryptic hints.
I know. Well, just tell them what they need to know.
Just tell them.
But what she says is, you're going to need Lydia.
No.
To do what?
She's like, you're going to need someone with a penchant for finding supernatural creatures. And I'm like, Lydia doesn't find supernatural creatures. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're the ones who are like, I guess we need Lydia?
I guess it's Lydia, ? And, hey, Emily, where might you find Lydia Martin on like a regular school day?
Well, it turns out you're going to find her in some sort of locked office making out with Aiden.
Isn't this like Coach's office? Isn't this the office that she goes in to make out with every boy that she's ever
I think it is. Yeah, this is just her office now. This is her makeout sesh.
This is just her office.
Yeah, I think the front of it now says Lydia's room.
Yeah. Lydia Martin's office, please don't.
Do not disturb.
Do not disturb.
She's the only one with a key now.
Correct.
Yeah. But unfortunately, the fire alarm goes off, breaking up their time. And
Aiden doesn't care. He's like, yeah, and?
Yes, and? He could probably smell a fire, though.
Yeah, he could.
So I guess that's one thing.
Yeah, he definitely could.
But it's because Cora has pulled the fire alarm to get Aiden away from Lydia.
Yes, because like Lydia tries to leave the office and Cora's like, mm-hmm. Because Cora comes to confront Lydia, and yet again, my little shipper heart, who should know that Cora and Lydia are just like right here for my viewing. I forgot they have not interacted like this entire season.
No, I don't. Does Lydia know who this is?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Because Lydia's are like, Derek would like you to stop seeing Aiden, or Aiden, whatever the order of it is. And in that moment, I was like, has Lydia met Cora? Does she know who this random person is?
I don't know. It's like, you don't have very good taste in guys, do you? I'm like, yeah, because her taste should be you.
Fair.
Like, hello.
Fair point.
And like, Cora and Lydia are like fucking danger flirting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rip your tongue out of your mouth. It's like, sweetheart.
With your mouth?
Sweetheart, derogatory.
Yeah. Dangerously.
It's like, all right, ladies. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Styles is the one who has to break that up. I think he's a little turned on by the whole situation.
They can all just go into Lydia's office. It's fine.
Yeah, just close that door right behind you.
Just close that door. It's fine. It's fine.
Instead, they have to try to contact the supernatural via a variety of different ways.
And Lydia is still, like, she's there. She's willing to give it a try.
Yes.
But she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And Cora is just, like, in complete and utter disbelief. She's like, the fuck is happening here?
I know. Cora has not been witness to any of the Teen Wolf shenanigans yet. So she has been off doing whatever the fuck she's been doing. Probably living ferally out in the wilderness.
South America.
Yeah. So, watching two idiots try to commune via Ouija board is not high on her list of things she wants to do.
Absolutely not. She is not. She's not having it. She's not having it.
Did you ever fuck around with the Ouija board?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, not a thing.
Yeah.
I ever did.
Never did.
But
would you?
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't really
I'm certainly not going to go purchase one.
No, but I'd rather find one in the wall.
That's some Jumanji ass shit. We don't mess with that.
No, I'm not going to play Jumanji. I'm not stupid.
I'm not stupid.
I'll play with a Ouija board. I'm not going to play Jumanji.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But we do get some really great, like, Lydia quotes here. That we really kind of click on to. Because in season 3, we're really starting to kind of figure out that, like, she kind of has something. She can kind of hear stuff, and she kind of shows up places. And so she's like constantly trying to learn and see and kind of figure out what her role is in this like supernatural salad that they've got going on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Lydia's, I'm not a psychic, and Styles, you're something.
You're something, okay? And his frustration.
Yeah. Genius,
her,
yes.
like,
Psychic, no.
mm-hmm. She is something.
Yeah. And finally, Styles gives her a pencil for some automatic writing. And she draws
the tree.
She draws a tree.
She draws a tree again.
She draws a tree.
I know.
Meanwhile, we have
And
Deucalion
ignore
and
her.
Scott. We have Deucalion and Scott just like meeting and fighting, I guess.
Yeah. Also, what is the security level on this high school that this random ass dude can just walk into this place?
Not very high. It's not very high. I don't know.
It's 2013. So maybe, I don't know, were high schools locking up in 2013 or did that come later?
Probably, but
maybe it's because he's a werewolf.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, so he offers, I guess, Scott that he will tell him where Deaton is, but only if he can take the cane away. So that's cool.
And Scott tries.
He tries real hard. He knows he can't win this fight. Maybe he knows that. Do you think he knows, or do you think he's got a chance? Do you think he thinks he has a chance?
I think he thinks he has a chance.
Okay. Sweet Scott.
He believes in himself, and I also believe in him. I just don't believe in Deucalion.
No, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He also tells Scott that he's going to have to choose between Derek or Deaton, which Derek, obviously. And he gives another cryptic, "Let the current guide you."
Like, what?
What?
Why? If you know what's going on, why don't you stop it?
Yeah. Why don't you fix it?
Like, that's a question I'm going to have in a few episodes. Really, really seriously have in a few episodes.
Okay, yeah.
Like, if Deucalion knows where the sacrifice is being held, maybe it is in Deucalion's best interest to interrupt the ritual, ?
Right. Yeah.
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 Maybe you don't want all this to be happening also.
Yeah. Maybe
but
you also don't want this to be happening.
I mean, often villains, bad guys, foils, they don't want to do the hard work themselves.
No. Deucalion says that in the beginning of the season when he kills Brayden.
Yeah.
Like, the best way to get rid of someone is to have somebody else do it for you.
Yeah, totally.
Like, just, bah.
Stupid. I guess it's not stupid. It's smart of him to get someone else to do it for him.
Yeah, it's really, really smart of Deucalion. It's just like, come on, guys, let's go.
It's just that they keep falling for it.
They do, every time.
But they are children. They're 17, 18 years old. Like, yeah. And they've only been at this for a year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, back at the hospital, Melissa is also trying to figure some shit out. And she is talking to the sheriff because they are also crime-fighting buddies.
And a little bit flirty.
And a little bit flirty.
I think this is really where I really started to settle into my, like, mama and papa thing.
McCall. See, you can't combine the last names. Stalinsky, McCall, Stalinsky.
Yeah.
It's too many syllables.
Sheriff Melissa.
Sheriff Melissa. Nick Stalinsky.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, so asking if the dead doctor had ligature marks around her throat because they were suffocated but not strangled like the other sacrifices. And she thinks she knows how the doctors died because they had deep cuts, indentations on their wrists as if they were hanging by their wrists, which if you're hanging from your arms, your wrists for a prolonged period of time without being able to stand, it can be very hard to breathe. So they basically suffocated without being strangled.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Don't do that. Which
flashes to a scene of Deaton hanging by ropes in a unknown location, having that exact same thing happen to him.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh, buddy. Were you worried about Deaton? Did you have a moment during this episode where you're like, Deaton might die?
I think I did the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
I think I did the first time.
Okay.
They set that up really nicely.
Yeah.
Because Deaton is like the first character who we actually kind of know and like. Because like we got to know Heather just a little bit. We got to kind of know Caitlin a little bit. And we got to et cetera, et cetera. And we knew Harris and hated his guts. But Deaton is the first one that like is going to hurt. So.
Because it takes another figure away from Scott.
Yeah.
They don't.
But they could.
But they could have.
They could have.
Yeah. Well, Scott still has Allison because he gets a text from her that she's got something to show him, which turns out to be two things. One, a black light and a map of Beacon Hills. but also a little bit of cute, flirty, sexy time in a closet.
Yeah, very small closet. Let me show you my very small closet.
Let me just get locked in this closet for a hot second and make some dick jokes in here.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I thought that was cute.
Yeah, it's really...
These two always find a way to make, like, mildly inappropriate jokes on a kid show.
Yeah, they do.
A teen show.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So what she has found in Chris's office is a map of Beacon Hills with markings that are only visible in blacklight that show, you might have to help me here, the locations of the sacrifices and the locations of the body dumps.
So it's like
or does that come later?
It's the locations of where the bodies get picked up.
Okay, where they
go, locations where the bodies get found.
There we go. Where they get, people go missing, people get found.
Yeah.
Okay, and so far there have been 6 sacrifices, but there are 12 markings on the map.
Yep.
And Allison thinks that her dad knows where the next bodies are going to be found.
Yep.
Yikes.
Which is super helpful. Thank you, Daddy, for that work that you've been putting in.
Thanks, Daddy Argent, for doing all this background work for us.
Indeed. Speaking of doing background work, Stiles decides that he needs to accost Danny while he is in recovery in the hospital.
Yep. I mean, he's going to have to.
Yeah, he's going to have to. So Stiles sneaks into Danny's room and is like going through his bag. And Danny wakes up and Stiles is like, no, you're dreaming. And proceeds to get incrementally sassier with him.
He's like mad at Danny for not believing him.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to do in a dream, huh, Danny?
It's your dream. Take responsibility for it.
Asshole.
One of my favorite lines of the episode, I think. He's just like back-talking someone coming out of surgery or whatever he was doing.
Jerk face. But what he does find in Danny's backpack is a paper for physics class that he was doing on telluric currents.
Is this what you were doing in high school physics?
Absolutely not, but I didn't take physics.
No.
I took advanced biology.
I had to take a physics class. We were not writing papers. We took, like, bubble tests. You know what I mean? Like, you filled out A, B, C, or D.
This is definitely like a junior year college.
Yeah.
Like 300 level physics class.
I had to, like, put I watch it with closed captions anyway, but I was like, telluric currents. What are we talking about?
Magnetic currents. They're magnetic currents.
Yeah. I was like, what were we doing in physics class? It was not this. It was calculating, like, velocity.
Yeah. Can I
so
fling
good
a
for
watermelon?
you, Danny. Right, yeah. Like dropping eggs from the roof. Like, good for you, Danny, you smart fuck.
Yeah.
But this paper was assigned to him by Mr. Harris, so we don't like that.
No, absolutely not.
Well, it was assigned, but it would come back to it that, well, maybe we just keep with this, because we can come back to the loft.
Yeah.
So they're looking into this assignment, and it's this project about telluric currents, which you said are magnetic currents.
Yeah.
That can be affected by lunar phases. Is that not so apt for this fucking town?
It's fantastic. Yeah, because it's basically the non-hail. It's the McCall pack, basically, that is at the table right now. So it's Stiles, Scott, Lydia, and Cora. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the 4 of them.
Yeah. I had to Google it. I was like, is this a real thing? It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've never heard of this.
No, it's definitely a real thing.
It's an electric current that flows underground or through the sea, resulting in natural and human-induced causes, extremely low frequency, and traverse large areas near or at the Earth's surface. And they move between sunlit and shadowed sides of the Earth. And then it was like, what did it say? Toward the equator on the side of the Earth facing the sun, towards the poles on the night side of the planet.
Interesting.
So they like flow, I guess.
Yeah. So they're electric currents.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, electric current. Yeah, so it's an electric current.
It's electric current.
Yeah. Oh, and when I looked at it, maybe I'll post it. I don't know. There's a website called Vastu Energetics, which I'm a little afraid to click on because I might end up in a cult. But the image of it is like, it's like the shape of a big tree.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right, I see what's happening here.
That's a cult.
It's a cult, and also it's a big tree.
Science cult.
Science cult. So apparently Harris, so this is a paper for physics. And aren't these kids in the physics class too? And aren't they supposed to be writing a paper?
No, they're in chemistry.
Oh, they're in chemistry. That's right. So Harris told Danny to like choose another subject, and they deduce that that's because Harris wasn't just a sacrifice, but that he knew something was up.
Which confirms something. So when you find Harris, like he's in the rain, he's been kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's pleading with whoever's about to kill him. Like, I did everything you asked for. I helped you.
Mm-hmm. So he was throwing people off the scent, or he was researching,
doing something. He was once again assisting the bad guy
because he's a piece of shit.
Once again,
yeah, because he sucks. Mr. Harris sucks.
Mr. Harris sucks.
So Danny on his map had marked all of the telluric currents, and Styles is like, Beacon Hills is actually a beacon. Like, thank you.
It's called a hellmouth, I believe.
That's what I wrote. I was like, so you're saying it's an actual hellmouth, which we all knew from season 1.
Yes, we all knew that. Thank you.
Thank you for confirming. It's a literal hellmouth, trademark Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Correct.
So they combine the two maps, Danny's map and Chris's map, to line up the body dumps and the energy spots. the hellmouths, the little tiny hellmouths. The currents. And they bada boom. Bing bada boom. Cora is like, oh no, Deaton is in the same bank vault that we were in.
Can you imagine what Cora is going through in that moment?
Yeah. No, I can't, because I've never been kidnapped. But also, like, oh, we were in a place for a specific reason.
Yeah. We were in this specific place for this specific reason. It's episodes like this and moments like this when I have to wonder, did Cora know Erica? Did Cora meet Erica?
Right. Maybe.
Like, and this starts to bubble here, especially like with what happens to Boyd. But that thread kind of moves through the rest of the season as Cora gets angrier and angrier and angrier.
Right.
About like, we get that in the beginning of the season. It's like, I heard the Hale Alpha was back, and it's you.
Yeah, she was not happy about that.
She's not happy about it.
This idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking loser. But yeah, so Cora deduces. She figures it out on the map that Deaton's being held in the bank vault.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At least they know where it is this time.
Yes, they do. But at that moment, Cora gets a text from Boyd to say that the Alphas are here.
Okay, and just a quick aside. She gets a text from Boyd, and at the end, she runs to Boyd. Like, where was more of their friendship?
Yep.
What? Like, we're missing a whole kit and caboodle here of them.
Because Cora and Boyd had a relationship of some kind. Now, whether they were lovers or siblings or roommates, I don't know. But they very clearly, they went through a traumatic experience together, and they have stayed close.
Yes.
Throughout this process. Like,
I was real mad about that. Because
mad.
And I had really forgotten that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's picked up later in the series, because he's gone.
And so
they don't, basically. Yeah, so it's not like hey, remember how Boyd and I, like, they just don't talk about it. So you're sitting there like, what what were they doing? How close were they? How close were they? Crime fighting friends? Like,
yeah.
How many missing scenes of Cora and Boyd were there?
A lot, I'm sure.
Anyway, so now that we have that text, we have to go back. Oh, wait, no. I guess we can stay and finish that. Scott, in that moment, is like, oh, Deucalion told me this, that I have to choose between helping Derek or helping Deaton.
Yeah.
And Scott tells the gang to go to the loft, and he is going to go save Deaton himself.
Yep.
So that is the split in responsibilities.
So do you want to go to the vault, or do you want to go to the loft?
I think we can go to the vault.
Cool.
Because nothing in the vault happens at the loft. All the loft stuff happens kind of on its own at this point. Yeah. Okay. So Scott, who doesn't wolf run, he gets on his bike.
Yeah. Vroom, vroom.
And I was like, why don't you wolf run? Isn't that faster?
He's got a motorcycle now. It's faster than his little foot bike.
I guess. I'd like to see that race. Like, which one is faster, motorcycle or wolf run?
Season 1 wolf run or season 3 wolf run?
Season 3 wolf run. Like, he's gotten new powers.
You don't want to do like the pony, the like da-doom, 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 da-doom.
No, I want the Twilight run, the sped up Twilight run through the forest.
Oh my God, yes. Incredible. Outstanding.
So Scott finds Deaton hanging from his wrists in the vault.
Rip.
And he's like, I'm gonna get him. And he runs right at Deaton and then just gets blasted back by a circle of mountain ash.
So, like, I have questions.
My boy did not even look.
He did not look. He was very single-minded with his purpose. But, like, can you imagine how much faster this would have gone if it was going to be like, okay, guys, let's all go get Deaton, and then, like, you know, skedaddle on over to the loft. Like, if Styles or Lydia had just, like, been there and was like, whoosh.
Yeah.
Like...
If he had not tried to do things by himself,
like if he had sought the team, then I don't know. But I also was like, Scott, can you not like blow the ash?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Is it impervious to your breath?
So many questions.
I have so many questions about the properties of Mountain Ash. I just don't understand.
I know. Because what episode was it at the place? Didn't someone like wave their hand over it and like blow the...
Styles did.
that was Styles.
Yeah, it was Styles.
I thought one of the bad wolves did something to break the ring.
No, because in the vault, the first time it was Allison. And then...
It was Allison and then it was Mrs. Morel.
Yeah.
It was Mrs. Morel who broke the ring.
So it's like the wolves... I don't know if they can't, but they haven't. So, yeah. But Scott
maybe they can't at all.
Maybe. That would make more sense, but the physics are questionable. But
I'm just like, tell me more.
So Scott gets bounced back by the mountain ash, and he's like, "I will not be deterred. This is my father figure," and does it again.
Yep.
And like, I'm very proud of his determination because he again believes in himself. He's like, "This is the only option I have. We're going to figure it out."
Yep.
And so he's like pushing and pushing and pushing, and the whole screen goes purple. And then we stare at his face, and he's going like, "Arr, I'm going to get it." And his eyes glow bright gold. And he's like, "Arr, I'm going to get it." And then slowly they turn bright red. Ooh.
Yeah. I had a moment where I thought he might do it.
Yeah, me too.
Breakthrough. And I wonder if he had tried again before the sheriff broke in, if he could have.
Yeah.
But Deaton also sees his eyes go red.
Yes, he does.
So interesting.
Yeah. And so then the sheriff busts in and sees Scott trying to get in. And I have like the sheriff he doesn't know at this point, but he's got to be asking questions like, why didn't Scott just walk in and do it? Why this is a fucking circle of dirt. Why are you like, what's the matter, dude?
And surely he walked in after Scott bounced back. He didn't see Scott trying to push through nothing.
Yeah, he must not have. Because again, he must think that it's like dangerous, like it's like gunpowder or something. Because instead of walking up to Deaton and like cutting him down or like getting him a chair, he decides to sharpshooter it from the vault door and shoot through the rope.
Yep.
Incredibly badass, but definitely
so badass.
Like not my first move, certainly.
Not the preferred method of shooting at something.
Yeah, because then he just plumps to the floor. Now, again, my question, doesn't Scott like immediately run over to Deaton after he's plumped on the floor? Does the mountain ash not count anymore?
Maybe
when he flumped onto the floor, did he like break the circle?
Yeah, maybe the whoosh of air of him flumping broke the circle just enough.
Perhaps.
Let's go with that.
But it doesn't matter because he's been saved. Yay! And so the sheriff and Deaton and Scott are all kind of like on the back wall of the vault. And sheriff is like taking care of it. And the sheriff figured it out. He didn't get any supernatural assistance. He saw that the Celtic symbol on the herb bottle that Deaton had left on the counter was the same symbol as the bank vault.
Yep.
Did Deaton know he was going to the bank vault?
Ooh, maybe.
Did he leave that clue? And
Yeah.
if so, why the hell didn't he tell Scott? Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know, and it really was just the
good detective
work.
Yeah, maybe. Because, like, the sheriff is a great detective.
He is a great detective.
But, yeah. There's a whole
Yeah, maybe it was just simply good detective work, and he didn't know. Because the map had multiple locations where bodies could be found. So maybe there were too many options to tell Scott, like, I could be here, 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 or here.
Right.
And he didn't know which one.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Curiosity pony?
The curiosity pony. We're going to take her out for a trot. But so that we're going to backtrack into the episode because we still have to go to the loft. But it ends the episode with Deaton talking to Scott about, like, you know, the sheriff leaves to call an ambulance. And all of a sudden, Deaton's, like, professional hat just, like, flies off of his head. And he goes, your eyes were bright red. They were bright red.
Yep.
And so starts talking about that, like, it's very rare, maybe once in 100 years, a beta can rise to the rank of alpha, you know, without stealing the powers, purely on the strength of character. And so we have to believe that Scott is a chosen one in this moment.
He's a special boy. So,
and, like, he is a special boy, but, like, come on, guys.
Okay, now I can't remember if we talked about this off mic or on mic. It was off mic, right?
Yeah.
This special boy plot lines, I'm just so tired of. Like,
and this isn't to say that Scott isn't a special boy. I like Scott, but
we like Scott.
This just feels like a Deus Ex Machina. This feels like
I know. Yes. Like, just like, why can't he? The point of him in the first season, like you were saying before, is that he's not a special boy. He is a normal 16-year-old who stumbles into extraordinary circumstances and has to deal with it.
And has to deal with them.
Now that he's, like, a chosen one special boy,
like, I get it. I also think that Scott is very strong of character. He's, you know, he's a good kid, and I like him a lot. But, like, this just doesn't sit right with me. I just don't like it.
You can be strong of character without being special boy.
Yeah, and also, gigantic spoiler alert: once in 100 years, my ass. This happens again in the movie.
Oh my god!
Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you like, I just, and, like, Deaton, you know, Deaton believed you believed in me from the beginning. Like, I believed in you, but so does Deucalion. Dun dun.
Yeah. So it turns out Deucalion is not after Derek. He is after Scott.
And he has been after Scott the whole time.
Yeah. He's just going to ruin Derek's life to get there.
Correct. He's just fucking with Derek for fun.
Why? We'll get there in a hot minute. Because we have to go back to the loft.
Yeah, we'll get there in a hot minute, but we have to go back to the loft. And I think we end up getting more of Deucalion's backstory in the next episode, but, like...
Yeah. Well, yeah, because at the very, very end, they ask Gerard, what's up with Deucalion? So we have to get more of his backstory.
Yeah.
And I don't care about your fucking backstory, you weirdo.
I mean, I do, but only because I really like that actor, and it's fun to watch him. Like, you know...
Yes, it's very fun
demon
to
wolf.
watch
It's
him.
pretty great.
The Demon Wolf.
The Demon Wolf.
It's incredibly fun to watch villains, and that's why we love them.
Yes.
I just, sometimes you're like, what is your fucking motivation? What are you...
All right.
Go after Scott, but why are you ruining Derek's life to do it? Like, is that getting to Scott at all, or is it just hurting Derek?
Yeah, because, like, Derek doesn't, like, you know, hate Scott, but they're not biffles.
They're not,
especially not this season. They're not, especially not this season. They're not biffles. Like, there are better ways to get to Scott.
Yeah.
Fuck with Styles. Fuck with Allison. Fuck with the Argents. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, you want to hurt Scott, you got to hurt Allison.
Yeah, get, you know,
Styles.
Finally, like, hurt Chris. Like, hurt the sheriff. Like, get in this way. Like, you can. But no, he just decides to wreck Derek for reasons. Ugh, poor thing. But we have to go back to the loft. And we do this really beautiful shot of Derek and his, like, very sexy red-eyed alpha look, and with two betas behind him, Boyd and Isaac. The Hail Pack, ever shrinking and about to get smaller.
It's so bad.
I'm really upset about it.
What they are doing is they have electrified the water so that when Kali walks in, she steps into electricity to de-wolf her, to make her vulnerable for a minute.
Yeah.
Except someone has cut the auxiliary power. How would the Alpha Pack know how to, why would they know to do this?
I don't know.
It's like they knew their plan.
Yeah, I don't know. They're smart, they're clever, they're bad guys. They get +6 wisdom just on all rolls. I don't know.
Right, they do. So that plan is shot. Derek steps into the water, which I was like, hold on.
Excuse you, sir.
So the electricity is useless and his home is ruined.
Yes. Both of those things are true.
The betas are like, what do we do? Derek's like, we fight.
Dun, dun.
Kali shows up to monologue.
Lil Miss Toenails,
mocking him for surrounding himself with teenagers, as if he's not barely a teenager himself.
Correct.
Hecklin's got the beard, but canonically, he's a teenager, and I refute everyone on Reddit who's like, he's so old. He's not. Shut up.
No, he's, at best, he's 23.
We live and die by pilot episode Derek Hale age.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's what we go by because it was in the show.
It's canon.
It's canon. So sorry. But then the twins show up with Jennifer Blake.
And my question, my curiosity pony question that we'll talk about again in a few episodes because all of this canon comes back around.
Yes.
Just like Deucalion could have interrupted the ritual and fucked with Deaton or whatever. Does Kali not recognize Jennifer Blake?
I guess.
Is Jennifer Blake just a total stranger to Kali? How did she know about, are they just...
plot armor?
Plot armor. It's gotta be fucking plot armor. I don't understand. Because I do believe that gets retconned later. I don't know if we actually get a real answer to this.
Yeah, I think that's some plot mismanagement.
It's wild. But Kali apparently does not recognize Jennifer, and Kali is like, you gotta pick between this woman and your betas. And I'm so upset because Boyd and Isaac immediately are like, hi, okay, bye.
I know.
They don't even give Derek the chance to answer. They just walk away, and I'm like, oh, I know. Guys.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Also, he's known Jennifer for 2 weeks.
Seriously. It's the Romeo and Juliet problem. Guys, this semester hasn't even hit midterms yet. You're not even back to lacrosse season.
You don't have to pick this woman. You don't know her.
You don't know her?
It's okay. Not to be you can let someone die, but you don't know her.
Maybe the sex is good. The sex will still be good later. Protect your betas.
Protect your betas, my dude. This is why people online don't like you.
Yeah.
But he does get to repeat, I'm going to rip your throat out with my teeth.
Which is always a good time.
Always a fan.
We flash to Styles, Lydia, and Cora in the car going to Derek and Boyd and Isaac. And Styles and Lydia are sharing some very poignant looks in this car that I did not catch the first time around.
Yes.
They are looking at each other in ways that I appreciate.
Yes. Yep.
And Jennifer is screaming and having a lot of fucking feelings. She's having a lot of feelings. And Kali proceeds to just completely kick Derek's ass.
Again. Okay. Now, were you bored by this fight? Because I was I've seen this 3 or 4 times now.
Yes. I, in fact, was quite bored by it. I was just and now you're fighting and come on, let's go.
I was like, ooh, slashy with the toes and it's dark. I'm so bored. I've seen this fight in the last several episodes. I don't care. Derek's not going to win because no one beats Kali.
They could change the color.
They could change the color. It could have been a red fight. That could have been a
red fight because we've already seen 2 blue fights.
Yes, there have been 2 blue fights.
2 blue toe versus claw fights. The last time Kali and Derek met in the loft, she stabbed him with a pipe. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I was it's not that it's not well shot or whatever. I was just I've seen it. I'm good. I'm bored.
Yeah, not to say that they're bored or that they're not well done or poorly choreographed or poorly shot or anything, but I just don't find fight scenes entertaining.
Fair.
Unless they drive the plot, I don't care.
Well, and this one was also, it felt predetermined.
Yeah. And for me, so did the Deucalion Scott one earlier in the episode.
Yeah, totally. Like, you knew he wasn't going to win.
You know he's not going to win. Like, stop it.
And they're also not going to kill Scott. So, like, okay.
He's the teen wolf. You can't kill Scott.
There's no stakes here.
Yeah, exactly. There's no stakes. Like,
well, we get stakes.
We do. We do get stakes. So Styles, Lydia, and Cora finally get to the loft, and they just start like pulling all the electricity back on. Yep. They just like push all the buttons. Cora's just like push every button, and they're like oakley dokley.
Yeah, somehow that doesn't kill everything. It manages to turn the electricity back on.
Yeah,
which electrifies the water. Callie and Derek go down. Somehow Boyd gets thrown into the water. I kind of missed how that happened, but
like, so Isaac goes up to Jennifer.
He grabs Jennifer because what happens to the twins?
Because the twins go down. So like kind of in a big round robin in which everyone decides to move at the same time. Callie and Derek go down. I think Boyd understands that the electricity has gone back on. And so in theory, that means that Callie is now weak and Boyd is going to help Derek take her down.
Okay.
Isaac moves up to save Jennifer while the twins go down to help Callie.
Okay.
I think that's the thought process behind this very dark scene in which everyone is running and ends up in a different place.
Yeah, because all of a sudden everyone just
in the dark.
They just shifted, and I was like, "Whoa!"
And so like, I don't know if this was like anybody's plan in particular, or if like they're just all mind melded in the Alpha Pack. But instead of the twins attacking Derek or the twins assisting Callie, the twins grab Boyd.
Yeah.
No, sorry. The twins grab Derek and they like grab his arms, and then Callie grabs Boyd and just like politely deposits him on Derek's open claws.
Yeah. For absolutely no reason.
Boyd being fucking sacrificed on his alpha's claws. I hate everything about this. I hate
the scene so much.
Like, there's absolutely no point to this. Now,
it's just cruel.
And now I will say that everybody's acting in this scene is spot on. The performers deserve like lots of claps and applause and snuggles and snacks.
Yes.
But like, the fuck was this?
The acting is phenomenal. Boyd's, his thing about like, it's okay, Derek, and the full moon, that feeling, it was worth it. And I was like, and you should have so many more of those. And you will on your study abroad trip to France with Erica. Yeah, with Erica. Isaac will join you. You'll come back to Beacon Hills once you've Eat, Pray, Loved.
And so, this is the thing that hit me like a brick the first time I watched this. And I don't know if it's just like the creator from on high filling us in, or if we're supposed to be kind of following characters at this point. So Callie basically is like, I'm giving you to the next full moon, or I'm gonna kill you two, like, get wrecked. And they just like leave. And so you're focused in on Boyd, who is now dying, and Derek, who is like just holding Boyd up with his hands and just like shaking. And it's like, no. And Boyd knows that he's dying and is like trying his best. And so Boyd starts talking about, like you said, that full moon, that feeling, it was worth it. And then starts talking about a lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
And he flashes back to Erica in the ball.
Yep.
Where Erica starts to wonder out loud about the lunar eclipse.
Yeah. And what happens to them during a lunar eclipse.
Maybe it'll make us stronger. I hope it'll make us stronger. And we learn basically that Erica taunted Callie, and Callie did not take kindly to it.
No.
And Erica fought Callie to the death.
Yes.
And as Erica is laying on the vault floor, dying, she reaches out for Boyd. And as Boyd is dying in his alpha's arms, his last thoughts are of Erica.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. Why did you introduce these two characters just to fucking kill them? I'm never forgiving you, Jeff Davis, for this. I'm never forgiving you.
It's just hurt. Like, I don't understand.
Oh my God. Everything about this is terrible. And so while we're sitting and like feeling our fucking feelings about it, the humans arrive upstairs.
Yes.
And so we get the scene as it lays out. So Kali, Aiden, and Ethan have now left.
Also, fuck them twins.
Yeah, fuck y'all. Isaac is on the floor with Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
To keep her safe, to keep her contained in shock and awe. They're just sitting on the floor.
Just break her neck while you're there.
Just be done. So then we get Cora, I think, who hits the door first.
Yes.
And sees sort of what's happening. Now, my question is, did the power shoot out again? Because it's no longer electrified.
It has to be.
Something
had to have happened. I don't think they turned it off, but maybe it just overloaded.
Maybe.
Because she runs right. She screams when she sees Boyd and runs right into the water.
She screams. And so Cora is like at the door and Styles kind of hits the door right next to her. And then like Lydia kind of comes in behind. And so Cora screams, and in a line, Cora and Styles run into the water towards Boyd and Derek. Yep. And Cora immediately collapses on the ground next to Boyd.
Yep. Not her brother, Boyd.
Not her brother, not her alpha, Boyd.
There's something we missed. They cut a whole thing out there.
That entire relationship is it's alive in my head. It's alive in my head. Did Cora know Erica? Did Cora know of the alphas? Did tell me what their relationship was like? Tell me, were they a pack? Did Boyd tell Cora about Derek?
Something
about the fire? Like Something happened. And so as Cora has run to Boyd and is completely ignoring her brother, Styles runs straight to Derek.
Yeah, he does.
And Derek's whole face this whole time has just been completely shattered and broken apart because Derek is like just numb. Derek is like, I don't know what just happened, and it was all bad. And Styles puts his hand on Derek's shoulder and just stands behind him, like stands vigil.
Yeah.
Just like connected to him and behind him.
So
and
good.
Like
it's exactly what he needed too.
Yeah, that's all you can do in that moment. There's nothing that anyone could say in that moment to make it better. It's all you can do in a moment like that is, I'm here, I'm right here next to you in the dark, and I'm not going anywhere. And that's what Styles does. And it just and they stay in that tableau for the entire shot. They don't move.
Yeah. No, they don't move at all. They just kind of pull back on the camera.
Yeah, they just pull back. And Lydia is there with Jennifer and Isaac as basically as the Hale pack kind of disintegrates. Because
for no reason.
This is basically what's left of the Hale pack. Mine is Peter.
Who is gone. He's not in this episode.
No, he's just poof. He's just
where's this fuck?
A little relaxing vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, where's this fuck? What's he doing?
Yeah, so basically Derek went at the beginning of season 2 trying to build a pack as the alphas were coming to, it's gone. Because Isaac technically is still Derek's, but, isn't.
Yeah.
And he's got Cora and he's got Peter. And in my heart, he's got Styles, but Styles is definitely with Scott. But in my heart and in the fic that I enjoy best, he's definitely with the Hales. But this tableau is just the cinematography, the shapes of power, just the way that it just the shapes of the bodies, the hands of everything. Cora has both of her hands on Boyd.
Yeah,
she's just openly sobbing, and it's so powerful, and I hate it.
It has a great oil painting look to it.
Yeah, it does. It's very artistic, and I love it. And also, rip Vernon Boyd the fourth. You deserved so much more. I don't understand. I'm very sorry.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Ugh. Explain this to me.
And just because we've missed it just a little bit, but the episode ends with Deaton and Scott. He's not after Derek, he's after you. But just before we get Chris, who just starts showing up to Gerard's sad little room in whatever assisted living facility he's in, and just starts yelling at him because he deserves it.
He deserves it. He wants to know the truth about Deucalion.
Tell me the truth. And then he closes the door and leaves. And then Allison comes to visit. Ew.
What's up?
So Allison's finally going to get a chance to confront Gerard. And I'm like, okay, all right. Good job. Good job, kid.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know about what? Like, are they going to talk about Deucalion? Are they going to talk about him being a complete asshole?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I don't know. But they're setting everything up to, are we going to get to hear some backstories?
Yes.
Because we are. That's what next episode is for. It's the backstory episode.
Backstory episode, baby.
But, like, technically, yes, Deaton was in danger. And technically, yes, Kali does come for Derek. But, like, that's not what happens in this episode. Scott McCall being the world's best son and an incredible friend and an adequate chosen one. Derek being, tortured again. Lydia not being a psychic.
Yep.
Scott and Allison almost making out in the closet in her dad's office.
Yeah.
Like,
Dad almost catching them.
Boyd being torn from our hearts.
It's just so garbage.
Completely. I'm so mad. I'm still mad about it. And every single time Boyd is in fic, I'm like, yes, where he belongs. Good job.
Yeah. Didn't die. He's fine.
He's fine. He and Erica are fine.
And I think that's a healthy way to approach a TV show.
Yes, that's a healthy way to approach a TV show. And honestly, this is why Teen Wolf is still such a fanon. It's still, you can still derive so much from fanon in Teen Wolf because they made these choices that were all like
rejected.
Yeah, because it's like, with something like The Sopranos, if it's so well written the entire way through, you're like, yeah, that was fine. I accept canon. Yeah. This is cool.
Yeah, I don't need to revisit this. I'm good.
I don't need to revisit it. I don't need to change anything. This was fine. You can expand on it a little bit, but you don't need to change anything.
Yeah.
But like here, I love getting to learn about, Boyd and Derek and how they were on the basketball team and how, Boyd's really enjoying playing lacrosse and how he and Isaac are bonding and his first date with Erica and like, how his grandmother comes to graduation and like all of these things,
Yep.
Like
and how good his life is.
And it's great. It's great. Ugh. Yeah. My notes in all caps say Boyd getting electrocuted again. Fuck you.
I know.
And it's just like, God damn it.
We'd be terrible TV writers because we're just like, and everything was happy all the time.
And if the angst writers want to do different things, that's fine. These are my Barbies and I'll play with them as I choose.
These are mine. I chose them.
And they're going to live in the stream house. Thank you very much.
I'm going to protect them.
But yes, I say I'm ready to move on from this episode, even though the tableau of like Boyd, Cora, Derek, and Styles like lives in my brain. I am just really ready to move on from this episode. I just, it's not for me.
Yep. It's not for me. I don't like it.
I don't like it. But like, you know what? Congrats on getting your bright red alpha eyes, Scott.
Yeah.
And thank you for being a great son and an excellent friend.
Yes.
Looking forward to Styles and everybody telling the sheriff about werewolves.
Yep. Time to do that, buddy.
Anytime that Cora and Lydia want to flirt, that's fine with me.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Into that.
And we'll just move on. Then Boyd, have a fantastic couple of years in France. You are going to have a great time. Tell Erica we love her when she gets you from the airport.
Yeah. We love you. We miss you. We'll see you soon.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. TV writers are the worst.
And yet.
We love them.
We do.
Well, this has been another emotional episode of Teen Wolf and Pack Dynamics, where a lot happens. And more will continue to happen in the upcoming episodes.
As it does every time.
Because season 3 is a lot.
Yeah.
A and B are a lot.
Yeah.
So.
A good a lot, but a lot.
Yeah. So buckle up.
Bow.
Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find us on the internet at Fandom on the Rocks. You can find bonus content at patreon.com/Fandom on the Rocks. And what is it? Rate, review, and subscribe.
That's a one.
// Well, you can do that too, but smash that subscribe button is what the kids say, I think.
Smash, pass.
Smash, pass, smash or pass.
Smash.
And we will catch you for the next episode.
Oh!
You've been listening to Pack Dynamics, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. You can follow us online at Fandom on the Rocks. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can subscribe to our Patreon account at patreon.com/fandomontherocks. Subscribers get access to ad-free content, exclusive bonus episodes deep diving into fandom, and more. So until next time, keep your pack close.